Female empowerment is important to me because when a woman is empowered, she becomes a great leader. When you're evolving, your interests are changing, your taste is changing, your mindset is evolving, and that's what growth is all about.
It gives people freedom.
Be aware of your internal conversation. And I was single for the first time with 2 kids at the age of 38. Become that person you want to attract.
So you really turned your life around.
I'm actually proud to be living in Melbourne.
Hi, I'm Melina Reddy and welcome to Foreign Influence.
Thought about it. It doesn't.
We're good. Drama, controversy.
So she was the driver for
I love to design all that thing. People who trusted me with sharing their stories. Hi, I'm Melina Reddy and welcome to Foreign Influence. The best thing that a person can wear is self-confidence. We're on our way to speak with a mindset coach, Ilana Rosenberg, who is very passionate about this topic. Ilana, welcome to Foreign Influence.
Thank you for having me.
How lucky are we? What a beautiful day, and how amazing is this venue?
Yes, this is a gorgeous
Altus
venue.
Bar at the Hotel Chadston.
Yes.
You were born in Uzbekistan, where you spent your early childhood. What do you remember from that time?
I remember from Tashkent the hospitable people that we had there. It was all family oriented. Very cultural place to grow up in. And I left when I was 8 and I moved to Israel when the Soviet Union collapsed in 1990.
What was it like to move to Israel?
Well,
Because I imagine such a huge contrast in culture, language, religion you came across. What was that like?
Definitely. A big change. Finally seeing an abundant country of everything that we didn't have there available in the Soviet Union was a big eye-opener for me. And just a few months after we arrived, the war started, the war with Iraq, where we had to prepare for air raids and gas bombs. And so we were carrying boxes of masks to school every day. It was part of our uniform for some time.
Did you experience that fear on a daily basis, or is it something you just get used to, or you don't analyze so much as a child?
As a child, what you remember is when the alarm goes off.
I'm sorry, I'm getting to you. It's very...
I didn't know it was triggering for me at all. I remember air raids where the alarm will go off and you had just a few minutes to run into a bomb shelter. And so as a child, you're walking on the street and suddenly the alarm goes. It's scary. But after a while, you get used to it and it becomes part of your reality. And I lived there for such a long period of time. Then I joined myself in the Israeli army, where I was now on the defense side and no longer a child that is frightened. This experience made me realize how valuable life is.
You spent time in the Israeli Defense Force. How do you think that shaped the rest of your life?
In Israel, it is compulsory to join the army after you finish high school. And It's an experience where suddenly you realize there is no mom to drive you to school. You now be responsible for yourself and for your own well-being. In Israel, what's the wonderful thing about the army? They give you a profession. And so I was given the profession of being a human resource manager, which helped me later in life to choose my career path when I was already an adult. So as an experience, it really helped me to become more resilient and confident in myself as to who I am as an individual and how strong I can be.
How dangerous was it?
My particular service was quite safe. I was actually servicing in my own town as HR, so it was quite safe for me. I didn't have to carry a weapon every day with me, even though we had to go through trainings of shooting and self-defense on a regular basis. But as a daily life for me, the service was quite convenient.
Ilana, if you had to pick a famous, influential figure, who would that be?
I will choose Jay Shetty. Just recently was at his book launch here in Melbourne. He's a wonderful inspirational speaker. He shares wonderful information about personal growth, loving relationships, and in general how to have well-being.
What is your favorite affirmation?
My favorite affirmation is everything is always working out for me.
What meaning does it have to you personally?
Everything is always working out for me gives me a peace of mind that everything is always working out for me. And it's actually everything is working out for everybody. If we just look at our past, we can see that all the challenges and all the situations that we faced, everything is always worked out.
I know that you have been impacted by dyslexia.
Yes.
But you're not the one to shy away from a challenge.
Yes.
And that's what I love about you. You turned it into your advantage.
Yes.
Tell us how.
Yes, when I finished high school, a psychologist at school told me that I have dyslexia and therefore I won't be able to study any higher education. Back then I realized that, that can't be true. And since I finished many degrees and accomplished many academic successes just to prove to myself that being dyslexic is not a limitation, even though I got a lot of help in university. In Australia, they're very accommodating for such things. They send a scribe to you to take notes during the lecture so you can focus on the lecture instead of writing it down. So that helped me enormously in actually proceeding with my studies and finishing it successfully.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Ilana, we introduced you as a mindset coach. What does that mean?
A mindset coach is under the umbrella of life coaching. A mindset coach specializes in transforming the mind and reprogramming thoughts into a much more empowering and healthy way of thinking so we can live and create the life we desire.
So basically, a person can have the pinnacle of what they want, what they have ever dreamt of, so there would be no limitations for them to achieving their ultimate goals.
That's exactly right.
It gives people freedom.
That's right, because you're having a clarity of mind of what is it exactly that I want, and then you build a bridge to where you want to go. And so your destination becomes the whole journey of enjoyment, where you're reaching your destination. And mind you, the destination is never reached because there will be another goal and another goal and another goal that you will be setting for yourself.
Well, that's life, isn't it?
That's
yeah,
life.
you should never stop dreaming.
Never stop dreaming. And that's part of growth. This is how you know that you're growing. When you're evolving, your interests are changing, your taste is changing, your mindset is evolving, you're looking at things from different perspectives, and that's what growth is all about.
When you arrived in Australia, what were your first impressions like?
I was homesick for a while. In fact, I was crying for 2 months every night. I was
Wow.
missing home, I was missing my mom. But this is a wonderful place.
How old were you when you arrived here?
I was 21. After the army, I came to Australia.
The world is your oyster, 21.
Yes, yes. And I realized how wonderful people in Melbourne are, in Australia in general. Extremely friendly, extremely helpful. The culture here is amazing. There is so much going on, especially in Melbourne. It's never boring, but it's peaceful. The customer service is amazing. So the pluses are definitely something that I'm actually proud to be living in Melbourne.
In Australia, you get a job in HR, human resources, and it wasn't what you thought it would be.
Yes.
What happened?
Human resources was definitely a passion of mine at the beginning of my career when I was younger. And after a while, I realized that I actually prefer to empower people rather than performance manage and making people redundant. And so after my second child, I realized I need to move and change my career into empowerment rather than reprimanding people.
So you wanted to empower people. What tools did you learn for that?
I was a fan of Anthony Robbins.
Tell us who Anthony Robbins
Anthony
is in case
Robbins.
someone doesn't
If you
know.
don't know, Anthony Robbins is number one motivational, inspirational speaker, and he uses a tool called neuro-linguistic programming, which is the most efficient tool to change people's perceptions and mind to become more efficient and effective and having a more fulfilling life in general. After seeing Anthony Robbins, I decided that that's what I'm going to be studying. And so I started with neuro-linguistic programming. I became a master in neuro-linguistic programming and then continued to clinical hypnotherapy.
I have always been intrigued by hypnotherapy. How does it work?
Hypnotherapy is a very effective tool to actually tap into the subconscious mind. In hypnosis, you are very calm and relaxed, and so your critical part of the mind that analyzes everything, your conscious mind, is relaxed, and then your subconscious mind is open for suggestions. Hypnotherapy is a very efficient tool to help people reprogram their mind. Any negative beliefs or habits that no longer serve them can be reprogrammed into a healthy habits and much more positive thinking. After I finished hypnotherapy, I decided to finish the whole package by studying psychology in Monash University and having a graduate diploma in psychology.
What is the best advice you can give to someone to empower themselves?
The best advice I can give someone to empower themselves is be aware of your internal conversation. What are you saying to yourself? Is this an empowering voice or is it a disempowering voice? So I call it, in general terms, a hygiene of the mind.
What is the place on your bucket list that you would like to visit?
A place on my bucket list probably going to be India. That was a dream that I always wanted to visit India.
Why India?
There is an element of mystery that I would like to visit to feel the spirituality, and also I'm into meditation. And this is a great place to experience ashrams and visit meditation spots to get inspiration and some connection with the higher power.
You have a strong interest in female empowerment. Why is that important for you?
Female empowerment is important to me because when a woman is empowered, she becomes a very powerful leader. She's not only leading herself and those around her, but also her family and then everybody that is impacted by her presence. Female empowerment is important to me because when a woman is empowered, she becomes a great leader. She becomes a power of inspiration for those around her, and it's a ripple effect in the society and community. But I also ultimately like to empower not only women, but everyone, because when we are empowered, we make better choices and we have more fulfilled lives.
Not just women,
Not
but
just women,
men
but men also.
and children.
Children also, yes. I run a self-love, self-care for younger girls. I also empower teenagers through internal dialogue and inner conversation that we can have with ourselves to empower us and motivate us to become stronger, to take new challenges on and feel more confident in ourselves.
What projects are you working on right now?
Yes, so I have a emotional maturity online e-learning for men. And I have
That's interesting.
Yes, and I have an online training for women on how to be an irresistible woman. Both of these trainings are working on tapping on self-esteem, confidence, elimination of limiting beliefs, and empowerment from the inside.
A little birdie told me that you're also writing a book.
Yes.
What is the book about?
The book has been in my mind for the last 7 years. It's about also female empowerment, and the title is Should I Stay or Should I Go? A Guide to a Successful Relationship. It's about empowering yourself as a woman that then you can start and go into a successful relationship with your partner.
I wonder if your philosophy is based on any lessons that you personally learned the hard way.
Yes, this is a good question. This book reflects my experience. As I grow as a person, I accumulate lessons in resilience and confidence elevating my self-esteem, to pursue my goals, being able to step out of my comfort zone and take on board new challenges. This book reflects all of those lessons and nuggets of wisdom that can help other women who are starting their journey of building successful relationships, to help them straight away not to go through those experiences.
It's more about intervention, prevention.
Yes, it's about awareness, and it's about understanding how the human mind works for yourself and for others. So a lot of it is based on emotional intelligence, but also aspects of spirituality, about our soul, about our intuition, and about our wisdom of who we are and why are we here.
In your seminars to women, what is the most valuable, do you think, lesson that they have to take away with them in the first session with you?
The most important lesson for them to take from our first session is how to rebuild a healthy self-esteem, how to have that internal confidence and internal power that then will help you shine from within.
What is our secret tool as women?
Our secret tool as women is our feminine energy. That comes from inside is our sexuality. And so when we embrace our femininity and our sexuality, this is an unstoppable power. My services are very unique. It's for people who realize that their mindset play an important role in how they create their reality. And so the ability to understand it requires intellect, requires wisdom. And so my services will be tailored for people who are coachable, willing to grow, and ready to transform their lives.
Ilana, being a mindset coach, how does your profession impact on your daily family life?
To be honest, I actually had to work on my mindset also and remind myself that first and foremost, I am a mother and a daughter and a partner before I'm a mindset coach. Because having these tools, you always want to help people, you always want to give advice, and I had to step back and learn how to listen and allow my kids and my family members, being human, express their worries without me trying to fix them.
How many children do you have?
I'm lucky to have 3 kids. I have an 18-year-old son, turning 19 soon, a very mature and independent young man. My middle daughter is 12, turning 13. And I had a little baby just recently.
Congratulations!
She's 18 months. She was born already awakened, ready to take on the world. She's giving me a new inspiration for this life. My partner is into personal development. And so when we connected, we spent just hours talking about our vision and goals and values, just to see how compatible we are, where our goals can be combined and take us further as life partners. And so he actually prides himself. When people ask him about who his partner is, he says this with pride: my partner is a mindset coach, and sometimes he just adds that I'm kicking his butt all the time. When my partner and I met, I suggested to him to look into a Stoic philosophy. It's an ancient Greek philosophy of mindset. One big part of it is meditation. And so he started meditating every day, and now he's been already meditating for many years. And that's one of the things that he prides himself, that helps him to keep focused and resilient, because meditation gives him that base of who he is and how to control his mind.
With the life experience that you have accumulated, if you reflect back on it, what do you think was your most challenging time of your life, where you really had to apply all the professional knowledge that you've got?
I was in a relationship with a person who had a narcissistic personality disorder, and I only realized that he has those traits while I was already in a relationship with this man, living with him together.
That's tough. That's
yes.
really tough.
But what really helped me is my knowledge in psychology, and I realized that this is a great opportunity for me to learn how to bounce back after a setback. And I ended that relationship, and I was single for the first time with 2 kids at the age of 38. And I took it as a new adventure. I started dating. I started exploring myself deeper as a woman. I started explore myself. Where do I want to go? Who do I want to meet? Who do I want to surround myself with? 6 months into me being in the dating scene, I decided that I want to meet a man to spend my life with by the name of Michael. And so I set an intention.
You just got that name just
I really
out
like the
of
name.
nowhere.
I really like the name Michael. And I said to the universe, where is my Michael? And I think 2 weeks later, I got a friend request on Facebook from Michael. Actually, to be honest with you, a lot of Michaels send me friend requests. And when my Michael sent me a friend request, I said, this man will never get me.
Why? Why is that?
I actually wanted a Russian and a Jew, and he was non-Russian and non-Jewish. When he started communicating with me through Facebook, I used to give him a cold shoulder. Until one day, he asked for my number. And my girlfriend at the time said, give him your number, make him, happy for today. And I gave him my number. He rang me. We started talking, but still, it was just as an acquaintance. And then one day he said to me, what are you doing for New Year's? And I had no plans. So do you mind if I'll just come and meet you? He lived in Perth.
Long distance
Relationship. And I was very skeptical, but something in me said, just, what happens, happens. He came to Melbourne for New Year's Eve. As friends, we spent fabulous time together. He flew back. 2 weeks later, he rang me and he said, look, Alana, can you consider me as your partner?
Very straightforward.
Very straightforward.
I love it.
And I said, Michael, I have 2 kids. You never had kids. You never been married. Are you sure? I said, I thought about it, and I think I can do it. I can handle it. And so I flew to Perth to meet his side of the world. We started dating, and then Corona broke up. And we had a 10-month long-distance relationship. We were very dedicated to each other. We went to bed, putting each other on FaceTime, going to sleep, and then waking up together.
How romantic!
Yes. It was very beautiful. He was sending me, flowers and breakfast and dinners as if we are dating, but long distance. So he will send me dinner, for example, and we'll eat dinner while I'm eating my dinner here and he's eating his dinner in Perth, and just spending that time as if we are together, all thanks to technology. It was actually seamless. And then as soon as the borders opened, he flew to Melbourne to meet my kids, to spend some time with us, and lockdown happened again. And then he stayed. While he was in Melbourne, we decided that it's going to be so much easier to actually build a family together than having a wedding, given we have so many relatives all over the world. And so we decided to have a little girl, and I got pregnant straight away. And
Such
9
a
months
blessing.
later, thank you. 9 months later, we had Evie, our little angel, who brings us so much joy.
What a wonderful story.
Thank you.
So you really turned your life around.
This is a good example to show women that if you really work on yourself and you do the inner work, you can bounce back and develop yourself into a new personality where you can reach completely new heights. You can become a newer version of yourself, and you can have a successful, loving relationship. There is a happy end, but it takes time to work on yourself.
Given your recent experience, I see why you want to help, especially women, in assisting them raising their self-esteem. What messages would you like to send them?
Keep your hopes up, keep dreaming, keep working on yourself. There is a man out there for you with whom you can find happiness and satisfaction. And just remember that like attracts like. So become that person you want to attract.
Like attracts like. It's such a powerful message, and it's a message that is applicable not just to women, to men, to children. This is a very, very powerful message.
Yes.
What vision do you have for the future?
My vision is to build an environment around me of empowered people, where people supporting each other and cheering for each other's success. And this will bring more innovation and equality and acceptance and overall a well-being for all.
Well, I would like to raise a toast to confidence.
Beautiful. Cheers.
And thank you so much for being a part of Foreign Influence.
My pleasure, everybody.
Pelicano.